for good old YouTube's in here, but we will rock and roll here on my end, just because usually always keeps this part when I hit the go live button, but hopefully YouTube receives the content here soon. But hope you're all having a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever it may be. We'll get talking here once I know YouTube has officially connected and everything like that, but until then, we're just gonna hang out and enjoy a little vibe of Pokemon music as I load in my game and load in all the stuff I need personally to get going this evening. Ooh, I just got the confirmation. There we go. YouTube is officially receiving the content. Check it on my end, make sure audio and everything is coming through fine. Yep, looks like everything is hunky-dory. Well, hello viewers, welcome out to another live stream. I know it's been a hot minute. Actually, I can check probably here. Actually, I feel a sneeze. Hold on one second. No, I feel like it's there. I feel like it's right there, like that sneeze where it's like right here. It's like right up in your nostrils and you're wanting to sneeze but just not coming. But and we prosper until it either happens or it doesn't happen. I don't know, now it's bugging me too much that I can't concentrate enough. Like either sneeze or don't sneeze. Don't play the I might make you sneeze card. Either way, yeah, been over a week since we last went live. It was during a shiny hunting weekend that we went live last. However, yeah, my eldest daughter technically I think was the first one. I'm checking also that all my, yes, okay. Make sure I was actually connected on the other end of there. But yeah, my eldest daughter ended up getting what was called bronchial pneumonia, and still technically is recovering from it from all intents and purposes, but she never had, maybe the first day she had a slight fever, like 99.7, but other than that, she's been acting normal and everything like that, but just constant coughing. But yeah, we had to get her to the doctor after the second day of coughing. We were like, okay, let's just go ahead and get it checked out, and then yeah, figured out she had bronchial pneumonia, not full pneumonia, hadn't fully settled into her lung, and so we've been giving her medicine 2 to 3 times a day, and like nebulizer treatments and stuff like that. So obviously I've been more concerned about her health than anything else. And then yeah, obviously I have 2 kiddos, so making sure the other one also stays healthy and everything like that through everything. So my youngest had a ear infection before my eldest had her pneumonia, so it's kind of been a full week of sicknesses. I didn't really ever catch much, but I've been having my usual sinus fun, if that makes sense. A lot of you maybe understand that if you have allergies or anything like that. I was having a lot of fun allergies. I'm going to turn up my cameras here so that way I can hear if anything's going on in the kiddos' rooms. But yeah, a lot of sicknesses, a lot of things like that have been obviously hindering me from feeling like I could give any sort of concentration, even if it was as little as an hour, to streaming, because obviously she would be coughing throughout the night. Obviously things with like school and all that made it to where I didn't want to, you know, like I said, put too much focus on other stuff, make sure we were still getting as much rest as we could, getting all of our medicine properly, making sure obviously I was still getting to work and everything like that without playing into any worry cards and all that. So yeah, we kind of had to shift some priorities for a little bit, and also just kind of gave me also some time to collect myself and try to figure out the best way of going forward with my you know, way of wanting to attack streams and all that. And we were supposed to have the fall winter showcase technically back in September. It was supposed to be September, I think, like 22nd, 21st, somewhere around there. But yeah, obviously it came up on me much quicker than I thought, and I had the whole theme and everything planned, but I just never actually like scripted it out, because again, I would be just kind of prioritizing what I felt like needed prioritizing over that. So like, you know, house life, you know, just going live with something like this, taking care of my kiddos, stuff like that, not just taking the few minutes to script it out. But I did get it all figured out. Just a matter of getting it recorded. I'll probably do that tomorrow with my free time instead of going live, unless I get it done really quickly, which I don't see happening. Then maybe I'd go live tomorrow, but in the morning wise. But otherwise, yeah, I think the plan will be just getting the fall winter showcase fully recorded, edited, everything like that, for it to go up hopefully by this weekend, no later than next Sunday. That'd be the absolute latest I would like it to have out, if I can get it all recorded on Monday. I should have at least Monday, Wednesday, Friday as far as recording days to, you know, work around edits and things like that. That is the run animation. I know that one now. But we caught it, we're fine. Other news, work has been mostly still tame. I originally thought I was going to have a much busier day at work the last day that I worked, but it ended up being cut literally probably by like 75% of the workload, which I guess is not necessarily a bad thing. Obviously it hurts with, like, you know, wasting time, I guess, but, you know, having more stuff to do to kill the hours or whatever you want to say. But overall, no, it wasn't really that bad. And just, yeah, I'm ready to kind of dive into getting back into streams and everything like that here over the next few days. Like I said, at least trying to do these hour streams every night would be ideal, but again, I'm not gonna push myself to do so if it can't seem to be done. But I'm obviously shooting for that, to where, you know, like Saturday and Sunday is shiny hunting, Monday would be Mario, Tuesday would be like a throwback of some kind from like 2000s or before, maybe. At least something that's over a decade-year old. Okay, why my Pokeball throws seem to be all over the place today. But yeah, I guess, I mean, the only like good news is because I didn't stream for a whole, you know, over a week or whatever it's been now. My Switch has been just in sleep mode, so it obviously just kept everything that was from the last time that we played this. So the chain of Spearows is still intact from the last time that we played this. So I mean, I guess that's technically good that I never like technically tried to close it out to be preparing for what was supposed to be a Mario Monday that one time last when we recorded. So we already get, you know, less, basically probably an hour less of building up to the 30 chain that we would need to. But I also did some thinking on how I wanted to approach this going forward, whether I wanted to do the, basically, do I go by route number, do I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on, or do I just go with what's adjacent to me? So like this one, for instance, obviously like 1 and 2, yeah, we're north and south, obviously, but then there's this one that's 22, that's technically, you know, right by me. Like, do I ignore it because it's technically not in 1, 2, 3 order, or because it, or do I do it because it is actually the next route that's closest to me? And I had that debate, obviously, and obviously I had that debate even before we went into Route 2, whether it would be smart to do the route numbers or just go with what's nearby me. And I know we looked at it last stream on how we would have to attack it, and there's only one area I think of struggle that I thought was near like the 4th or 5th gym, but by then we would have Fly. If we did the 1, 2, 3 method. Obviously there is some weirdness even to that method because again there's your Vermilion Forest, your Mount Moon, your ones that don't have numbers. But ultimately where my headcanon was, no matter what, I already had Spearow Chain going, I'm going to get Spearow to happen until it either breaks its chain or it appears shiny, obviously. Once that does happen, one of those options, either we get the shiny or the chain breaks, then we will debate on what is the right method to do. If I had to, like right now, like I had to decide it right now, like the next Spearow is shiny and I have to decide it right now. I think I am leaning toward going in route order, going 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, and just going that way about it. Only for 2 reasons. One, obviously it makes me go a little bit further in the game. It lets me actually acquire the first, lets me activate the Viridian Forest stuff, get to potentially the first badge faster, which then obviously upgrades my Pokeballs and stuff like that. I think you need 2 badges though to get the lures. But it gets me to potentially getting to lures faster. I mean, really, ultimately, we're just talking a 1 route difference. I think by when we looked at it, it's literally just skipping this route. There's no other routes we get by doing the number method until Cerulean, because you would do Route 1, Route 2, Vermilion Forest, Route 3, which is to the right of Pewters after beating Brock. Route 4, which is right before Mount Moon. Mount Moon, the route right before Misty's gym. Then you would do Misty's gym, and then the route I think is south is the next progression points. So ultimately, yeah, all we would be skipping is this route until Mist, but then when we get to Misty's gym and beat her, then we would skip all the routes that are north of Misty's gym, so Nugget Bridge. Actually, thinking about it, I think you would have to have it open-ended because you need the SS ticket, right, to get on. I mean, then again, you could just run up the route to get the ticket. I guess, yeah, you could ultimately just say, well, just run up there and do all the bill stuff. That's true. I don't know if there's any route that necessarily, like, we would have to, do otherwise. Yeah, actually, I'm thinking about it more, I think, yeah, actually, it would be okay then by just, doing the route option. If there's a route that requires us to do story stuff, then there shouldn't be anything in our way. First one that came in my head was like where the Snorlaxes are. But even then, the other ones are, where you could play into the Pokemansion and stuff like that. The ones, again, that don't have route numbers. So, I think ultimately, yeah, it's fine if I were to go that route. And hello, Davy. Hello, hello, hello. Why are we crying? Why are we crying? What happened? You know what? I didn't like that Spearow anyway. Yeah, so maybe, yeah, if I had to decide it right now, if we were to get Shiny Spearow, I'd probably just go ahead and go in route order. But we'll just see how things play out. I don't think you need the static, like Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, or anything like that to do gameplay. So yeah, really don't see any hinderings into going in route order if we were to do that. Ba 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 ba. Like I said, right now we'll focus on Spearow until it either breaks or it shines before we go into the true route progression stuff. Stop watching videos when something happened. Well, I mean, while understandable, I've had similar things where, you know, life kind of, a better way of trying to not go as, you know, gloom or dark, but yeah, like obviously life things happen and then kind of, you know, take focus away from other things, and trust me, I 1,000,000% get that, so no hard feelings there. Yeah, it's only in good news. Now you potentially have a lot of stuff to either watch or whatever, but maybe it'd be one of those like, oh, it feels like too much to catch up on, but I don't know. Again, then you, like I said, it always guarantees you to maybe have some content to go look at instead of being like, well, what am I gonna watch? But hopefully, like I said, everything will get better going forward and everything like that. Obviously, I mean, that's all I can hope for, is obviously each day just get a little bit better, a little bit easier as you go forward. Like I said, sometimes when tough things happen, it does make it a struggle, but like I said, we're always here to vent, to talk to, you know. If you need a laugh, I'll try my best to give you a laugh, you know, whatever you need, you know, I'm here. Stupid Spearow. Having a good talk, and then you're just like, no, I don't want to stay in the bowl. I've been watching some other people that's also been doing like Let's Go hunting and like their methods of stuff. I know some people are doing like the Professor Oak challenge, some other ones that are doing badge quests and stuff like that, so they're obviously shiny hunting as well. I'm watching, you know, how they go about everything, just to know if what I was doing was actually the method most others do, which it actually was, so I was actually surprised that everybody else kind of had the same method as me, so I'm not too crazy. Maybe like 1% crazy. Like, there's some things I don't mind talking about in video format. I mean, like I said, most people do know that, like, during a live stream, my sister passed away. Most people know that from my time of recording. It was during my Pokemon Red Nuzlocke. I was live recording that when my mom and I decided to answer the phone, you know, on stream, not thinking much of it, and yeah, all that. My day today has been pretty decent. Been very busy. Just, you know, I mean, I enjoyed some of the sports stuff and everything like that. And then, yeah, just kind of doing some housework and all that stuff, and then yeah, ended up kind of having just a chill, relaxed day after that, so it kind of felt good. I'm just glad to be here streaming, but back to talking about random gloom subject. But yeah, like most people know that I lost my sister during one of my live streams, and I had to kind of like obviously keep myself together to end the stream and everything like that. Like I said, that video I think still does exist. I know it's when we're in Team Rocket's hideout in the Pokemon Red Nuzlocke is when it happens. And then most also people know that I have lost a child between my eldest and my youngest. Most people do know that as well. And what was it, 2019? Yeah, 2019. That I had lost a child as well that did not make it to birth or whatever type deal. So I was not streaming or doing anything recording wise, but I was still making YouTube content during the time. And at that point I was working my overnight jobs. But I remember, yeah, it took me probably a good, I mean, after my sister passed, it probably took me near a month before I went back to streaming. And then I think after we lost the one in between my eldest and youngest, it took me almost a good almost near a year before I went to even slightly back to normal. Maybe I want to learn Poison Jab, I'm not sure. It's probably better than Poison Sting, right? What's Attorney 11? Yeah, I don't know anything about Attorney 11. Yeah, it's not usually obviously something I always bring up about, you know, my sister or the child in between my two and other things that have hit me. Oh, like you're saying? Gotcha. No problems there. Talked to all sorts of different people in my whatever amount of years it's been now. Anywhere from, I mean, hell, even if I go with my own kids, you know, they were from 0 to, you know, even when they first kind of appeared on content a lot more when they were like 2 and stuff. And then obviously when the channel first was born, obviously I was recording with like what, 6, 7-ish year olds were the other 2 involved in the channel. I think what were their ages back then when we first started out. That I've been with, also people I've recorded with that have been well older than me. One's up to, I forget how much older Kip was older than me. I don't know if the oldest one has been 5 years older. or if it's been older than that. But I would say my content mostly leans toward the PG area. Obviously, I mean, I am an adult, so sometimes it might flirt a tiny bit with the PG-13, but again, as someone that does have kids and all that type of stuff, and does, you know, they watch YouTube and things like that, I usually try to mostly censor myself, but, you know, every now and then, you know, things happen. Spooky season. Yes, I've not figured out what the heck we're actually 100% doing for Halloween yet. I mean, we have all the decorations mostly up besides our lights. The like inflatables and pumpkins and all that stuff are out and ready. We just have like orange lights that go around our patio that we could put up still. Yeah, we haven't figured out our costumes. I mean, last talked to my daughters, one wants to be Elsa and the other one wants to be Wednesday Addams. But I also know, like, 2 months ago, one of them wanted to be, what was it? What's her name? Megan. And then Gabby's Dollhouse, I know, has been one. Baby Shark. Yeah, it's been all over the place, so. Probably, honestly, this week or during fall break week, it'll be like, okay, what do we actually want to be? And are we going with a theme? Or are we going with just we're all going to wear whatever? Which I don't think we've ever done. I don't think I've ever not, you know, done a theme. At least, you know, since I've, you know, been old enough to be with, you know, people that I guess trick-or-treat with. Obviously, as a kid, I'd probably just like, whatever, you know, give me a Power Ranger, give me a Darth Vader, give me your... And it would have been Fred Flintstone, I think it was... The Fred Flintstone or Barney Rubble. And then, I'm pretty sure it was Fred Flintstone, and I know I've been Cosmo from Fairly Odd Parents. I've been Darth Vader, I've been a Power Ranger, I've been Luke Skywalker once, been a football coach, I've been a football player. I remember some of my old Halloween costumes. Been a pumpkin when I was like a little baby. I've been ketchup or mustard, one of the two. Had a year where we've all gone as nothing. Is that really a theme? Probably not, but it is true. I've been Luigi. I can't remember some of the other themes. I think I was Peter Pan once for some reason. Hey Drac, how's it going? It has been a little while. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I honestly live streamed myself, but I had a lot of sicknesses in the family this past over week and a half. Youngest daughter had ear infections. My eldest daughter had pneumonia, well, bronchial pneumonia, like a slight version of pneumonia. Just been a bleh few couple days, just trying to make sure everybody was getting back to being healthy and stuff like that, but everybody's mostly healthy now. My eldest is almost completely over her sickness. She just still has her little bit of a lingering cough, but she's completely normal. If you like, I mean, hell, when she first was diagnosed, she was still like completely acting like herself and stuff like that, just with the rough cough. She only really had a fever the first day, which was like a 99.7. Wasn't really like a high fever by any means. But yeah, hopefully it's working its way to be 100% out and we don't have any more family sicknesses. But yeah, that was mostly why I took a little bit of a hiatus, and it was also just to kind of figure out everything going forward. But yeah, we do, right now my eldest does like nebulizer treatments, medicine, everything like that. But yeah, we have like your chicken noodle soups and chilies and whatever stuff like that, water obviously, Gatorade, if we need electrolytes. But yeah, like I said, I think it's working its way out. Just a matter of it getting 100% out. She never missed school because of it or anything like that. Just obviously just did have it. And then my youngest with her ear infection was probably like a 2 or 3 day thing. Yeah, she does a nighttime Mucinex cough cold medicine, and then plus whatever they actually prescribed for the pneumonia itself. I forget what the actual other medicine is. And then she does a roughly 20-minute nebulizer treatment in the morning and the night right now. So yeah, we've been fighting it pretty hard. No worries. Thank you though. I've been mostly fine. I have not felt anything other than my normal sinus drainage, which I always have this time of year. Bye, Davey. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out and everything like that. Heard my youngest, so I'm just checking on her. Just adjusting. Okay. Just finished your... Oh, doing nursing. Gotcha. That's awesome. Definitely know it takes a lot for nursing and all that. My wife and everything went into like nursing and then athletic training and all that, and she had to do all those like boards, and I don't even remember what else she does, that she had to take clinicals and stuff like that, and a certain amount of hours she had to do stuff. And technically, no, I'm looking at my phone, not a baby monitor. I did used to have a baby monitor back in the day, but no, my phone, we have cameras set up in my girls' room and everything like that, so I have that constantly going on my phone. And so that way, if they were to cry or anything were to go, I can hear them and help accordingly. But so I mean, it's kind of like it's a baby monitor, but it's technically just a little camera app. Did practical nursing. Gotcha. Yeah, my mother-in-law is a what is it? Well, basically an RN. Everything like that. She works at a nursing home right now, but she used to work at an actual like hospital and stuff like that. But mostly did like wound care and things like that. My wife didn't fully go for athletic training. She did all the stuff. She got all the degrees and all that stuff, but figured out she actually makes more with what she's doing now than she would have as a athletic trainer or anything like that, unless she would have gotten like in the NFL or something like that. But still. But that's awesome. That's awesome that you've gotten it started. And at least getting it out there, and definitely having that completed and everything is a great thing to have on your like resume and have on your life thing. So yeah, no, definitely no worries there. Definitely is a great life thing to have there. I mean, all I have is communication and education degree, so really all I can really do is, teaching, or I don't even know. I guess talk shows. Not even really that. Oh, your birthday's on the 24th? That's really weird. My birthday's on the 22nd of this month, so we're really close in birthdays. We're only like 2 days different. Be 23, I will be 33, so we're literally basically 10 years apart. But yeah, I did teaching. I taught kindergarten for a year, and then I did some like subbing and everything like that. But then there was just no permanent positions. The only one that potentially could have been a permanent, there's a substitute position about an hour and 45 minutes away, and I didn't want to take that distance. And then obviously by not taking a lot of opportunities, time went on, and as you don't take even just small opportunities, things start being not considered for you. So because I was like, well, I'm not going to just take 5 hours and hope it gets me to something, whereas I was making drastically more at that point I was a restaurant manager back in those days. I was making much more doing that than I was ever as a substitute teacher. Just sad about the world. Yeah, I would have been 21 when you were 11. Yep, that's how that math would work. I would have been, 10 when you were basically born, and then I would have been, able to drink when you were, in your elementary school days, and when you were able to finally drink, I was, able to do pretty much everything. I could rent a car and all that by that point. There was nothing holding me back at that point. Started getting back pain, about the 30. Oh, okay, yeah. I know some that are in the, what is it? Like, under the counseling field that did that. Like, they still had to go for nursing degrees, obviously, to get, the ability to help people and everything like that. Guy in your college that's 38. Nice. Yeah, no, I don't feel old by any means. Don't get me wrong. I know I've always been a kid at heart. If you ask me, I feel like honestly, my personality more fits that of like mid-20s, maybe, at best. Like I said, I love my Pokemon, I love my Nintendo games for sure, most of all. Sadly, I sold all my, well, didn't really sell, I gave away all my Pokemon cards from when I was a kid. I think when I was about, oh gosh, I mean, it was in the fallout of Pokemon. It would have been before Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out. I gave all my cards and all that stuff to a nephew of mine, so I no longer have any of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards, action figures and stuff. I regret it every now and then. Your personality's more of an older. Hey, it's not bad to have a mature personality. Definitely. Definitely get that. Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah. No, it does get tough, especially, I don't know. I mean, as someone that's been through a lot of life curveballs, if that makes sense, it definitely gets harder as you age to kind of be like, okay, what's making me feel like being positive for today, whatever. And yeah, like I said, I try to look at it like, okay, no matter what, even at your lowest of lows, like I said, there's no matter what, there's always a light in the darkest of tunnels. Like, there's always someone that does, care for you, love you type deal, even if it doesn't really feel like it. There's your grandparents, your parents, your random nephew, niece, somebody out there does care for you, whether you think there isn't, there is. It was something, I had to be opened up to one point in my life, a long time ago, but still. But yeah, don't get me wrong, I have many constant regrets. If I don't know if I were to pick an age, I don't know what age I would go back to. My gut guess would say somewhere between middle school, high school range. It's usually where I usually kind of point out, like, oh, I wish I had the personality that I do now, because I mean, like, high school me versus me now, like, I did not talk to anybody. I was very antisocial. I, regret not trying for just more confidence in myself and just not really worrying about stupid stuff. And then, yeah, through college, like I said, I mean, I would keep having these good connections. Like, I had a fraternity, but like I said, that probably lasted 2.5 years. I didn't really dive into it. I was part of a football team. Didn't really hard dive into, like, trying to study the playbook to be successful. There's things that I purposely was holding myself back because I was talking myself down. So yeah, there's a lot of that would be... wish I could just kind of be like, okay, let me go with my personality now, just knowing all that I know, go back to, even like age, we'll say 12, 13, around there, and just do all that. Make some better choices, have some more confidence in things I would approach, and try harder for some things and see what it would do for me. If I would have attacked my communication degree back in, like, say, high school, when I didn't know I wanted to be in communications, I could have done, like, the morning announcements, things like, at the school that, they used to have, like, a little TV, like, oh, here's what sports are coming up tonight and this week, and stuff, like, like, we're just kind of, like, have students chat about the upcoming events. If I would have had that on there, it'd been things like, to... I don't know, maybe have a better resume under my shoulder than 2 years of communications. It's technically my first degree when I went to college. It was under coaching, because I thought it was going to be under the football field. And I'm playing on my actual Switch. I'm using a Switch capture card thing that lets me play directly from my Switch to my computer. I don't believe my computer would be able to handle a Switch emulator, to be 1,000,000% honest with you. I can just barely handle a 3DS emulator. Get back here, Sparrow. My computer's at least, near 15 years old. Gotcha. See, I never was much into WWE, things like that. Don't get me wrong, there is an entertainment in it, for sure, but I don't know, it was never my forte. I was more into your NFL, NBA type stuff than, I guess, that, but yeah, I wanted, like I said, I played basketball for 7 years, from kindergarten to 7th grade, but the second that it became like, okay, here's your play, we're going to run play number 1, and you're going to go do that play, that's where I was like, okay, I can't memorize all this. I can't do all this. It came too organized. I wanted to just, again, dribble a ball around, not have to worry too much about it. Football, which ironically, because I did football for 5 years, and, it's literally counter-arguing my basketball argument, because you literally have to study a playbook and all that stuff. Again, I didn't really dedicate myself to studying said playbook. I just was out there because I enjoyed the sport of football. Like, I didn't really need to know, like, number 89 was a run long, number 87 was a, run in the middle, 81 was a comeback route, type deal. So yeah, there's a lot where I could have been more motivated to, and yeah, I guess my life gone on, obviously, I mean, when I was a freshman in high school, I was 4'11" and 80 pounds. When I was a junior in high school, I was 5'5" and 120, so I've been small, and then now I'm 6'1" and basically almost 150 now, so I've been all over the place, let's just say that. Yeah, I know I could have been more working out, staying with my workout regimen, and would probably have more muscle to me, or things like that, I don't know. And yeah, usually my entertainment choices are usually YouTube content. I would say it's probably my number 1. I did used to really like Family Guy. I watched Family Guy for the first, like, maybe 10 seasons, and then kind of just fell off of it. Oh my god, Spiro. Stop timing my every throw and jumping at that exact moment. But yeah, I did Family Guy for 10 seasons and then just kind of fell off of it. Simpsons I never really got into. SpongeBob, I loved SpongeBob up until probably, I don't even know when I fell off SpongeBob. Probably after like 5 or 6 seasons, I want to say. I know I used to be really into like Danny Phantom and Fairly Odd Parents and Kids Next Door and stuff when I was younger. Ed, Edd and Eddy, Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that was my favorite anime. But I didn't really venture into much else. So now, at my age that I'm at now, is mostly, I would say, 90% YouTube. I did recently just rewatch Dragon Ball Z Kai, because I was like, I've never really remembered that one. I remembered, obviously, Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball and all that stuff. I was like, I don't remember Kai, I only watched Kai once, and it was when it first came out on Nickelodeon, and that was several years ago. I mean, I was still in high school at that point, I think. Yeah, I did watch Super. South Park I've seen bits and pieces of, mostly just the movie. Futurama I know I've seen a few seasons of, and I did enjoy Futurama. King of the Hill I've seen a few episodes with Adult Swim and stuff. Yeah, I don't think I've read any mangas, personally. I know I've been given a manga, if that makes sense. Like, I've read one random chapter of One Piece, or I've read a random thing of, like, Zelda manga that someone made, but, like, yeah, I haven't, like, really read a manga from start to finish ever. I don't think I've done comic books or manga. I think the closest would be, like, your Captain Underpants back when I was, like, in middle school and stuff. Even that, I didn't get all the books. My problem with most things of content, how it goes, is that I just want to know it's like, it's out there, it's good, and it's finished. I don't want to start something and then it either gets canceled or it takes me, multiple years to get, the next thing. So like Dragon Ball is the only one that I would say I have actively watched as it's came out. Right now we're in a Dragon Ball hiatus. Obviously, yes, Daima is coming out here very, very soon, but like, again, like, yeah, there's a lot of hiatuses of waiting, whereas like, say, I don't know, what's something that's finished that's out there. If I were to watch, I don't know, what, like Inuyasha or something, I'm trying to think of a random anime that is done. I know it's out there, I know it's done, I know people like it, I can just do that. I have heard a lot of good things about Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I've seen clips of it, and a lot of people like The Office and like, what was it, like Parks and Rec and stuff like that. I've personally not watched any of them. I did give The Office a try. I watched the first season, but then kind of just didn't get into it. But a lot of people say, oh no, it's one of those slow burns where you have to kind of like watch and it gets better over time. And like I said, even those have struggles with me. And there are shows out there that I want to kind of watch. But like, again, it goes back to my whole like, well, do I want to watch it without knowing it's, done? Or waiting for the next thing. It's been a lot of, like, because I'm big into, like, Star Wars. I have watched a lot of the Star Wars series, because I'm like, well, is it actually done? Is it just, like, been a few seasons? Are they going to bring it back? Are they, whatever. So, like, I've watched, like, the Clone Wars series and stuff, but I couldn't bring myself to do, was it, like, Mandalorian or something. It's like, well, it could still keep going. They're about to have a movie about it here in a little bit, so it's like, well, obviously that one's still going. It was Obi-Wan Kenobi, which I've heard amazing things about, but it's like, well, will there be a season 2? There could be. Yeah, I know people that like Breaking Bad, like your like Sopranos, like a lot of live action. Oh yeah, I've heard mixed things about Doctor Who. Early stuff, Doctor Who was great, but then like it got rougher as time went on. I'm watching my camera, so I'm hearing noises again. making sure everybody's okay. I think they're all just adjusting right now. I do have a belief in like paranormal activity type stuff. I do believe in, like, I guess what do you call it, like basically there's some kind of like afterlife or whatever, but we had a place in my old hometown that used to have a place called Hell's Gates that was you could venture out to, that, you know, like people had died at and stuff like that. And I used to watch Paranormal Activity all the time late at night. It was just always a good little show. And I have had paranormal experiences that I feel like, oh well, you know, can say like, oh, this is proving ghosts are real or stuff like that. But yeah, ultimately, yes, my view is that I do believe in them. I do believe that there is, you know, spirits among us, or whatever you want to call it, that are able to still tap into our lives. Not just obviously in a major way, just minor, but yeah, when we went to Hell's Gates, again, it was like this old abandoned railroad yard that apparently this tragic train accident happened. The thing was, if you went there, you would potentially, you know, see the fingerprints of people's, you know, the hands of the people that passed away there trying to get into your car, all this stuff. Yeah, very, very creepy. So what we would do is we would stop at a, you know, one of those car wash type deals right before we'd go, like clean the car completely, you know, head to toe. You would go out there to Hell's Gates, and then when you came back and stopped at the same car wash again, you would see if you acquired any spots or things like that. So yeah, I've been out to Hell's Gates a few times, and then yeah, you would see the fingerprints. There you would see fingerprints all along the side of your car, and you're like, well, obviously you just washed your car. You know, everything would be no reason why there'd be fingerprints of all these, like, didn't match my fingerprint size by any you know, chance. And I didn't have a lot of people in my car back in those days, so yeah, like they kind of proved like, okay, yeah, there's something going on out here. There was a time in my first dorm room, there was a student that sadly jumped from, it was the floor above us. The student had jumped out the window and passed away. Like, there's no good way of explaining this story. But there was one night about 4 in the morning. Me and my roommate were still up at the time because we were, you know, like, we were in college, you know, night owls, no one cares. But the light started flickering. We're like, oh, that's, you know, weird. You don't think much of it because, you know, whatever. But then literally, like, the cord, it was one of those pull cord lights, pulled down, lights turned off in the room, came back on. My roommate's already sprinting out of the room at this point because he's freaking the hell out. Nothing else happens besides you hearing this knocking. There was just like a knock near us, and I was like, okay, like I pretty much was trying to confirm it was a ghost, and I'm like, hey, like, are you a guy or girl? Tap once for guy, tap 2 for girl, and it would literally be answering all my questions. It seemed like legitimately. It lasted for probably like 15 minutes. I have it all on my old computer, the recording of it all, of me talking to the ghost and everything like that, and of it answering me, all that stuff. It's all on a sound recording of that night. My roommate didn't return after that day. I never saw my roommate again after that day. He was done. Nothing happened. Like I said, you heard it, you saw it happen. But yeah, it's on my old computer. It's on a flash drive somewhere, that recording of that ghost recording. Those are probably my creepiest ones that I've had, but yeah, I mean, I've had people, yeah, like, say their doors have been opened randomly, and... But yeah, of course, always, yeah, if you guys have stories to share or anything like that, definitely, I'm always here to read about them and type deal. Because yeah, like, there's some stories you're like, well, it could have just been a draft of the wind hitting something the right way. But again, you know, like, really? You're gonna say the draft of wind turned the light off, and then how do you explain the different knocks and stuff like that? It wasn't in a pattern. It wasn't like 1 2 2 1 2 2 1, you know, like, type deal. It was... Yeah, I'm always down for story. I'm always down for story time. Let's go into tutoring place in an apartment building next to. Oh, okay, got it. Okay, getting the scenery. Okay, yep. It's always some freaking old. Yeah. Oh, what was it? 100 Steps Cemetery. That was another one I remember I went to. I was haunted. Nothing happened at that one though. Spooklight Hill, I know was a haunted place. I know we saw the guy that was apparently like looking for his lost daughter or whatever. I don't know. There's so many weird stories. Okay, so it's wintertime, 6 p.m. It was pitch black. Okay. I'm getting the scene. It's not dead time, so it's not witching hour, which is very interesting. Usually most paranormal activity does seem to happen between the 2 a.m. time and the 5 a.m. time. That's called witching hour. I think prime witching hour is 3, if I remember correctly, off my paranormal activity studies. Okay, person don't. Okay, yeah, okay. So far, you got definitely a very scary story. Oh yeah, that was another thing that where like I said where the you would see the fingers of the people where the train crash happened. You would hear train sounds, like you would hear the train horn still in the middle of the night. It was so freaking creepy. It was cool as crap. But you literally feel like a train was coming to hit you, and there's no train tracks out there. But anyway, go on. I'm intrigued with your, person with dogs are now coming. So you're in middle school. And apparently, I think a building next to the middle school, or adjacent to the middle school that's next to the old cemetery. Okay, got it. Good. I remember when my mom told me dogs would bark. Oh, yes, that is. I agree with that. I think animals do react to feeling of presences around them, if that makes sense. And they can know, like, if it's a friendly spirit or not. God, you go toward the cemetery? Okay. So you're going more toward where there's likelihood of spirits. Okay. Dramatic buildup. Right, yeah. It's dark, middle of winter, so it's dark earlier. The only other people you could argue maybe would have been there could have been like the building, the apartment building type deal where you were doing your after middle school stuff. Like that'd be the only other person you could say would potentially be out there. But again, either way, keep going. Yeah, all your friends have left. You would assume either the person that was, with you, the adult that was with you, was either still finishing up or whatever, something. You hear your mom's voice. Okay. Right. Yeah. Most people, I would say, would probably react. Yeah. Normal reaction. Yeah. You feel like you hear. I mean, even if it wasn't my mom, if I feel like I hear my name, I'm probably gonna turn around and feel like who's calling my name. And there's no, yeah, I feel like that's where the story was like, no, and then there's no one there so far. No one's on the sidewalk. You hear your name being called out, but there's no one. There's not a soul nearby other than this dog that's barking. Again, you hear your name. Okay, which, yeah, again, I think at this point I'd be like, you know, who's, you know, Mom, I'm over here, or, you know, your answering obviously said voice. I would be doing the same. I would say high school was probably when I was most into paranormal activity. Not that I'm not still into it, but I used to watch it all the time. So yeah, she's not on another sidewalk. She's not seemingly nearby, or nearby enough to where you feel like her voice would have been heard confidently enough to be like, oh, you know, she's within earshot type deal. Like run towards you or run through you. I mean, either way, it's scary as shit, but... Because, yeah, I know the whole, like, the chills type deal where you get the cold and your hair stands up and stuff and body shakes. And when, you know, spirits, because they're cooler, obviously. Oh, so, like, chasing you. Okay. Like you turn around toward the thing that's running towards you. That's brave. That's brave. That's brave right there. Oh, like kind of like where you feel like the either something on your shoulder or a tap on your shoulder or something, like, you know, brush, you know, toward your left side. Okay, yeah. I definitely understand the feels. Definitely cannot say I haven't been. Okay, so you're next to now a tombstone, which, you know, going to the cemetery was, you know, probably a likelihood that, you know, somebody's probably going to be hanging out there because, you know, that's their resting place. It's either like it's the place that they died or the place they're laced with bread, but yeah, anyway. Oh, so you're still hearing your neigh, no one nearby, running home. Okay, oh god. This is, of course, pitch black, middle of winter, so you're cold as shit. I'm assuming this place was close to your house, obviously, since you ran home and no one, like, picked you up or anything like that. And your mom wasn't, so it's obviously somehow they knew your name. That's the part that's probably the trickiest of all this, is like, how did they know your name? Both sides, like, knew your name, but able to say it in your mother's voice. You know, you could play all the, you know, oh, my friends were, you know, trying to play a prank on me by saying my name and stuff, but you know the difference between your mom's voice and your friends acting like your mom's voice type deal. Because I know they're, yeah, like, I don't even remember what they called it, but the spirits that are able to tap into your memories. Oh, that's so weird. Your brother apparently had the exact same story. It's gotta be something with that site that maybe, you know, that person. I don't know. That's weird. It's just the fact that it's, you know, your name being called is the part that's probably the most confusing. Because it's like, why would they be calling for your name? Technically both your brother and your name. I'm gonna assume you have different names. I've never heard that one. I've never heard of shower getting rid of bad omens. I heard it's like meditation and oh, salts. I know salts do it. What are the other spirit cleansings? I forget. I don't think I've ever heard shower before, but that, you know, hey, whatever works. You never turn around. It's like literally, it's like a familiar voice saying your name. Like, how do you not react to a familiar voice? Like, how are you supposed to just know it's a spirit, you know, type deal? So, you know, you're out and about, you know, say you're at a random Walmart, and all of a sudden you hear, you know, your name being called. Are you just not supposed to react? I don't know. Oh my god, if your mom has the same story, oh, that would be creepy. If it's like you, your brother, and then your mom also all experienced it, like near the same age. That'd be creepy. You know, I lived like probably less than 5 minutes from my school, and I never actually biked there. I walked there a few times, but I never biked it. Gotcha. So yeah, there's no reasoning to believe that you know she would be delusional by any means. Got it. Okay. Yeah, because like even with your story, like obviously you weren't out in the cold enough for anything to be affecting you at that point to give you like delusional visions. It'd be almost near impossible for anyone to mimic your mom's voice that would be in the living world without like use of a sound recorder or something like that. But again, you're talking middle school range, so not a lot of people had that kind of technology back then even. I mean, I was in high school, so I would have been just below 20. So you've been, yeah, there'd been no way, because that's when the iPhone and all that came out, was when I was in, like, high school. So yeah, there'd been no way. So she somehow did doze off, but the next memory she has is her by being in a cemetery. Odd. Like no one, you know, just saw her randomly just turn toward the cemetery. Floating in the sky. Totally normal, guys. Naturally, yeah, she's recollecting herself, despite however she got there, trying to figure her steps. She still had to get to school. Just, I've been really freaky if it was in the same cemetery where you and your brother had the person calling your name. Like I said, I'm always down for story time. Don't get me wrong. I'm always down for story time. No need to ask. I only had one where I thought maybe it was someone I knew. The weirdest part about your story is that it's, you're hearing your mother's voice say your name, and then your brother apparently had the same story. That's the weirdest part. Yes, obviously having no one there like kind of more validates that it had to be a spirit of some kind using, your mind. My belief is that, yeah, the people in the afterlife, or whatever you want to call it, like, do have access to past. So they would know how to access, the sound of your mother's voice type deal, because they, linger in a weird space. Oh, it was 2019 when that all happened, so you were 18 at the time. Okay. Oh, now we're in spooking hours, huh? It's nighttime again. Like, there's never really a true definitive time that truly allows when spook stuff can happen. The one time that I thought I was visited by my grandma that passed was during the midday, when I thought I saw a chair rocking back and forth in her house. Like, I swear I saw it, then I went to go get my brother that was in the room, like, right over to the right of me, to, like, see if he was seeing what I was seeing type deal, and then by the time he got out there, it was not moving anymore. Okay, so you're at your aunt's place until the actual whatever service. Got it. Okay. Know what I'm trying to say? I can't think of the word. God, the basement. Oh, yay. That's where my story happened. The one where I swore I saw my grandmother rocking in the chair. It was in the basement. Okay, gotcha. I haven't been visited in dreams a lot by people that have passed. At least not in my recent memory. Not saying it's never happened, but it's haven't had that happen a lot. So you're all sleeping in the basement. Again, makes sense. She has to make accommodations because, you know, obviously, with everything happening, you're just trying to get everything to where. Okay. Completely dark. Got it. Oh, what is going on with these Pokeball throws today? No, wow. That's crazy. I don't think I've seen well, no, that's a lie. Spooklight Hill, I did see a spirit. I was gonna say, I don't think I've actually ever seen this. I've seen evidence of spirits, you know, being nearby. Except of the fingers and stuff like that, and obviously like the lights turning off and all that, but I've never seen like the shape of something except for Spooklight Hill. Everyone's asleep, it's just dark. And she had at least subtly appeared for a short period of time. Okay. I mean, either way, that's crazy. So even if you want to say you got woken up by like someone moving around, you know, type deal, still the fact that you saw her is still. Oh, like you weren't in the what's it called, the lucid state, where it's like you're in between the sleep state and the awake state. Yeah. Yeah, you weren't lucid enough to kind of like, especially if you're not someone that can control their dreams. Then yeah, it's like even weirder to kind of like say like, oh well, you know, I just envisioned she was there type deal. I can't control my dreams. My brother says he can. He knows how to, but I've never been able to figure that out. Oh, right. Yeah, my father-in-law was the same way. They had to prepare everything for, because he wanted to be whatever cremated. Jeez. Oh wow. Oh yeah, yeah. Exactly. I mean, I grew up in like a Christian church stuff, so I get that. Yeah, especially the women usually are always told like there's going to be a spirit. You know, it's but technically most people call it the mother's instinct, but some call it as a that like it's God's way of guiding you through things, or yeah, the Holy Spirit is like some people believe it to be Mary, some people believe it to be just another entity entirely. Just kind of depends on its thing, but yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, it's basically saying like, hey, I'm gonna be taking care of her now, or whatever. Like they're with me. Okay, then well now it got weird again. So she faints now after the experience, which I mean I guess yes, because you're right, yeah. Yeah, I did not watch the incineration. I didn't. I usually this is gonna sound bad, but like same with my sister and grandma. I didn't really cry until about a year later. Try to be kind of stronger for everybody else, if that makes sense. I think I'd rather be there for my mom, my dad, my whoever it was than anything. Yeah, no, I'm the same way. You get that. It was basically where you feel like you're choked up, like you could cry, but you there's just no physical way it's coming at. Like I said, I definitely was there, have been there, did it with both sister and grandma, or just like you feel like you can, but obviously, I mean, part of it, yeah, I'm trying to be strong for everybody else. But yeah, because I know for sure my grandma was literally a year after the day she passed. I went to the playground she used to always take us to when we were little kids, and that's where I finally felt myself actually cry for, you know, everything. Let myself get soaked into the emotions. And my sister was a few months after. Rereading her old messages and listening to her voicemail and everything like that. I'm assuming your mom got like back up pretty quickly. Like her fainting spell was short, I'm assuming, at this point. Yeah, something. Yeah, I figured that would be the obvious answer, but yeah, like something was telling you like, hey, it's okay, you know, not like that, it's okay, but you know what, it's like you can let it go, you can grieve, you can like release, you know, whatever was being held back at that point. Yeah, that makes sense though. I mean, as the family most obviously attached to everything going on, and that's, you know, makes sense. Oh, so you do have an urn, okay. So I know some people do it different ways with the, like I said, that with everything, so. Spin this a little better than Twin Needle. I guess so. Just other than the chance of poisoning. Cause like I know my father-in-law's ashes, all the kids have it in like lockets, and then he has an actual urn. My sister's ashes are all over the place. Some are spread in Maine, some are in her gravesite, some are with my father. Well, yeah, you're emotional tolls and everything, but yeah, I get you. Oh, like head pressure? Okay. Top of my head. Okay, now you're out of the car. Okay. Bum bum ba dum bum ba bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Yeah. I've just been catching, not really thinking. Yeah, look at those candies. I've been just catching, not really thinking much. But sell those really quick before we acquire much more. And I forgot about the whole 25 thing. Whoopsie. Okay, so your aunt mentions that, yeah, your grandma's. Okay, okay. Okay, so you didn't know. Just the cousin that was driving, I'm assuming. Gotcha. That is weird. Yeah, like it was only your aunt and then the, yeah. It was very weird. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, yeah, different people have different, not bereavement, is it bereavement? Is that the right word? Yeah, okay. Yeah, definitely, yeah, your mom having, yeah, definitely makes sense. And it's obviously her mom, so obviously, yeah. Oh, like how you saw her that night when it was like completely dark. Rightfully so. That they would feel probably surprised that you saw her, but oh, she would stay in the basement. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, damn it. Good, yeah, the 3-year bow that passed young. Oh wow, okay. She's kind of similar to my thing after the one that didn't make it between my eldest and my youngest is when we got, it was literally a year to the date that we got pregnant with our youngest after we had lost the one after, you know, my eldest was born. Yeah, understandable. Yeah. Oh, like she thought she was seeing the brother that had passed, still basically like glimpses of him still playing in that. Oh, that is so crazy. Yeah, either mad or hurt or, you know, something to say like you're seeing, you know, visions of, you know, obviously a child that passed away for them. Oh. So this is during the funeral that she would see him running around and playing and all that. Okay. Wow. Okay. It's crazy. I don't think I've had anything like that ever happen. Or I've heard anything like that one happening. Oh, because yeah, you're sharing obviously about the grandma seeing, you know, her there, and then she obviously saw him. So yeah, it might be them. Like that's their. Yeah, there's no like not grim way of saying this, but like it's their kind of like that's their final hours to say like their goodbyes if they aren't staying in the, I call it always like that limbo, the purgatory, where it's like they're in between the physical world and the passing world. Yes, the fact that you, your brother, your mom have all had these experiences is crazy. As far as I know, I'm the only one that I've in my family that has had paranormal experiences. My dad, because we would used to always watch the paranormal stuff back in the day, we came up with an agreement if either one of us ever passed that our secret thing that would be like, okay, we need something that would show like this is gonna prove about like the spiritual stuff. Like we're gonna have something random, like the most random thing, like this is gonna prove it, type deal. It pretty much involves bacon. I'll just say that. You see anything randomly involving like a thing of bacon out on the counter that never was supposed to be there, the word bacon anywhere randomly around us, that seems out of place, just, yeah. Something involving bacon after we pass away that we know the spiritual world is. Yeah, you smell bacon? Yeah. Yeah, we put it as, this is how we're gonna, to show to the other that this is the proof, like, just something that's, it's something relating to bacon. You see it, you smell it, like, you get a random text, you see it on your Facebook, feed or something like that when your ads, type deal, something somewhere is you're gonna see bacon. Okay. It's not probably the best position to be in, being like, just out of a shower, feeling like you're not alone. And I feel legitimately like I have the gameplay music on because of the game music that's playing right now. Yep. Literally, that's what I did whenever I was questioning the spirit that was in the my dorm room. I was like, if you can hear me, do this. If you can, yeah, that's, oh god. Like I said, it's so, I don't even know like the right word. Like, yes, it's scary in a sense, but at the same point, you're like, not every spirit obviously has an evilness to them. So I try going in thinking the best that I can with spirits that I'm interacting with. But yeah, it's like it's a mix. Like it's cool, but it's also like, oh my god. Like obviously, yeah, I'm not alone. you chose the flee the hell away option. I understand that. Because if I'm asking, for the sign that I'm not alone, then it being answered, it's one of two things. You're gonna freak the crap out, or you're gonna just run with it. You ran and got away safely. Yeah, see, with my spirit, I chose to keep. Hey there. Is there a version for mobile phone? Like Pokemon? I mean, yes and no. Not this exact game. No. I don't believe that they've made Switch even emulation wise for the mobile phone. I know they had 3DS just recently come out for it, but I don't believe that there is any way right now to play this exact game on the mobile phone. But there is obviously for sure tons of ways to play Pokemon on the mobile phone with Game Boy emulators and just downloading the games via Google. You can get Game Boy, Nintendo DS, N64, GameCube, DS, 3DS, anything prior to the Wii, you can get on your phone right now. For sure, an emulator. I have them. I know for sure, for a fact, you can get those. I have all those emulators on my phone. I have not seen a Wii one, and I've not seen a Switch one on the emulations. I'm assuming, I thought you were asking to play this game. Is there a way to play this game on your mobile phone? And no, there is not. There is older versions, like there's Pokemon Red, Blue, Fire Red, Leaf Green. The other versions of this Pokemon game you could play on your phone by literally you would use Google search, I want Pokemon Fire Red ROM. You know, you would search that and just download the ROM, and then just get a Game Boy, emulator from the App Store. Yeah, get your sleep, Jack. Thank you for all the stories, and definitely have a great night. Yeah, there's certainly not been any Pokemon mobile games as far as this goes. There is, like, your Pokemon Go and Pokemon Unite and whatever else, but there's no mainstream Pokemon game that's a straight download. Again, you would need emulators and downloads of the ROMs and all this other. Yeah, it's complicated. That sounds good. Yes, keep more stories for future streams. I'll definitely be here to listen to them and react as best I can, obviously, or give my thoughts into them as best I can. And if I'm not answering your question well enough, then, let me know what you're trying to truly ask, and I'll try my best to give a more detailed report. I'll do a walkthrough if I have to. My phone's right next to me. I'll do it. I literally have Pokemon Fire Red on my phone right now. I play it a lot during the night. I haven't downloaded any DS games or N64 games, so I haven't tried those yet. Probably want to get, honestly, I would probably want to get Pokemon Puzzle League at some point. Or Pokemon Snap, that'd be a fun one to try out. I try my best to answer questions, but obviously, we're reading a text and trying to read it the way we think it's being read, but we're not, definitely, keep asking and try different questions and see how we can help you out. And so we do have, like, Discord and Twitter and stuff like that for other ways of contact if needed. If YouTube messaging isn't good enough. Probably go to around the 2-hour mark here, and then we will wrap it up probably, honestly, because it's getting a little late and I probably need some relevant sleep since I have to be up early tomorrow. Looks like our Spearow hunt will indeed continue, though. We can't even play the whole what if card right now. I know we still got 10 minutes to the 2-hour mark, but still. Nice throw. Bug Buzz. Get rid of Side Beam. I feel like that's the random. Yeah. Or is it Side Wave? Side Wave's the random one, but still. Some good stab. I think Butterfree gets Psychic and stuff too. Do have to make sure near that 2-hour mark we're at a good number that makes sense in my head, so I can go back to the old strategy so I'm not wasting money. Bye. We'll see what the 225 mark gets me. Spearow, where'd you go, buddy? There he is. Nice. Alright, we're at 220 now. Want to be in an increment of 25, please. You're not a Spearow. You're a whatever creature you're supposed to be. Obviously, you know, some of the creatures like Rattata's obviously a rat. Pidgey's probably a pigeon, right? The Spearow's a sparrow. It's a Nidoran, man. Raticate's like just a really giant rat. Yeah, it seems to be more based off like a eagle type deal. Order more Spearows. Just max releasing and everything like that, just to kind of clean out. Ow. I don't know what the hell that was, but that hurt. I wonder if the row part has anything to do with like crows. Like it's a sparrow, but it also could be a crow. I don't know. I feel like Fearow beak is what throws me off. I'd say maybe like a goose, but I don't know. Well, it's just like Eevee. Is it like supposed to be a fox? Is it supposed to be a cat? Is it supposed to be a what animal are they deriving from? So it gets to 225 mark. And next Spearow is not shiny. Look how many Pokemon I have in this box. Not a good thing that I did not look beforehand. I'm gonna work myself backwards until I have to. End in sight, just a little bit away. I'm at 225. Is that my current Spearow count? Let's go sell, and then we will do one final check and wrap it up there. It will be hopefully live again tomorrow night at the worst case. Tomorrow is going to be recording the Fall Winter Showcase to have that up by Sunday. Almost to max money, but we're going to see how truly far we are from it when we buy our Pokeballs back up. Yeah, still a good amount away. The Mirror Balls will give me some money back. It's only 1,000, not much. Alright, let's go do one final check and then we will really wrap it up. You guys, again, so much for watching. Be sure you did hit that like button, subscribe if you are new here. We'd love to talk to you, get to know you, and like I said, hopefully you all did have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever it may be, wherever you are. Do one final check here. Nope. Alright, it's going to be the Modern Gamer signing out. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night.
with whatever we end up doing. I'm not sure yet.
Goodbye.